Hello and welcome back to another episode of Working on the Skyline. In today's agenda is to get the battery tray out of the Skyline for a simple reason that whilst building this car I've been in contact with lots of the bigger names in the UK to deal with Skylines and bits and pieces. I've been speaking a lot with Paul Howard of JDM Garage, who's been sorting me out with lots and lots of bits and pieces. I've been speaking to Phoenix Engine Management, who've been again sorting me out with various engine management bits and pieces, clues in the name on that one. I've been speaking to Dara from Garage D. Couldn't think of the name then. Garage D. So they've been sorting me out with some other bits and pieces I've been missing for the S13 and also some parts for the Supra, which has actually been rather nice. But one of the guys I've been speaking to of most recent is a gentleman called Mr. Richard Bell of Bell's Autos. Now his garage does very much the same sort of stuff that I do here, where he specialises in Skylines, performance cars, bits and pieces. One of the things he does is something that I've been looking into whilst collecting parts for the Skyline in this particular build, is oil catch tanks and washer bottle setups on this. Because when you're changing things around on the RB25 R34, you don't really have a lot of room. I mean, I had the catheter bag style of washer jets set up on this, and it's not something that I want to do. It's just very very basic but very janky looking. This isn't going to be a janky looking build. This is going to be all the best stuff that I can possibly get, which is why I've spoke to Mr. Richard Bell, and he's sorted me out with his oil catch can solution. With that in mind, I need to then get rid of the battery tray, because that's where it's going to sit and it's going to tidy everything up as it should do. We're going to have more on that when it actually gets to me, hopefully probably by the end of the week. I should hope to have that, and I'll be able to offer it into the bay and see how this thing fits up. But for now, we're going to get that remaining battery tray out of this. After he watched my last video, actually, he told me that this tray for his kit needs to come up and out of it, which is absolutely fine, because then I'm going to drill another hole in the top of here for the intercooler piping, because being down in there, it's rather tight. And also, whilst we're here today, I think it may be finally time to pull my finger out and get these in paint, because they've been sat here for a while now, all done and ready to go. So yeah, let's get this done as well today, I think. And for those of you who keep on looking at the top strut mounts and seeing that I've sprayed the coilovers that are on there, it doesn't matter, they're literally going to go in the bin. These things, they have had it. The rears were knocking, the fronts, yeah, probably okay, but I wouldn't really want to sell them on there. They're very worn. And as you may have seen in another video, I've actually got brand new BC coilovers to go on this. So those are literally nothing more than keeping the car on wheels and being able to push this thing around when I need to. Okay, so here we have the battery, and the simple way to remove this is to remove all the spot welds that are on it and then beat the thing off and out of the way. Normally you should get yourself a nice spot welder removing tool, little drill bit, which doesn't go all the way through the metal, it just goes off at a nice little level and removes the spot weld that way. I do not have that, so I'm going to have to go the old fashioned way with just a normal drill bit, try not to go down too far, take enough of the material off and then beat it out of the way. Have I missed any? That's the next thing. Doesn't look like it. Oh, actually, you're saying that, there might be one there. Is that one? No. This one, this one, this one. I think that should be it. Okay, I do believe we're now at the point where this should be coming off. Don't think there's much more holding this little bad boy on. So, let's give it a little tap and see what happens, shall we? this angle. Not really. Round 2. Gone. Well, that's gonna be fun to make that nice and pretty now, isn't it? See, now although you're not gonna see this, still needs to be a nice symmetrical circle. So it's the best thing I can find. About the right size as well. To be fair, it may actually be a little bit too big for what I need, but I'd rather it be too big than too small. I know, right fellas? Okay, I'm gonna have a problem with this because where the hole cutter goes in, it gets locked in location. There's nothing there, so that's just gonna try and bounce around all over the place and make a horrible mess. So, plan B. Okay, so we ended up going down a road that I didn't really want to go down, which was to drill lots of small holes, link them all up, and then chop out the middle bit. It looks like Jules has come in here and munched a shiznick out of this, but yeah, it's fine. Don't be too scared. It will be fine come the end, I hope. How much better does that look? That's a nice little bit of crust on there as well, just to protect anything that may have been underneath there. We'll let that go on there and sink in. But in the meantime, we have all this set up over here. So let's get some paint on these calipers, finally. And there we have it. I am very happy with the colour and the finish on that. Exactly the sort of shade that I wanted. Not too in your face gold, not too dull. It is perfecto. But this isn't it for this. There is more to come. Look at the shine on that thing. Look at the shine on that. Yeah, this isn't the last bit. There is one more little thing I got to do before I can put these back on the car, which is kind of cool actually. Yeah, well, we'll see how it pans out, whether or not it's going to be kind of cool. But anyway, that is that for this evening. I'm going to let that dry, do its thing. I suppose there's only really one more thing I can do over here. I mean, that's now all back into red oxide, so I suppose the only other thing now to do is paint this bay. But before I can do that, I'm going to have to do a whole gang of prep that's going to be on that thing. So gazebo, nib it back, degrease it. Yeah, it's going to be a late one. Fast forward to the next day yet again, and yeah, it was a late one last night because I was sanding all this down and I came to an area that had loads and loads of issues. I didn't see them when I was putting the paint on, but once it had dried and had done what I needed to do, this particular area was just, it was awful. Like, okay, you're not going to see most of it because it's going to be underneath pipework and various brackets and other things that are going to be floating around this general area. But I knew it was there, so I needed to address it. So I had to sand everything back down, as I will put the picture in now. And that saw me up to around midnight last night doing that. So today, just give that a nib back. Now that's all nice and dry and there's no more areas that concern me in that little area. And yeah, start thinking about getting this place tidied up because again, it's escalated. I mean, things have happened over here. A couple hours later, here we have it. Extraction fans all there, all my bits and pieces set out, ready to go. And in here, yes, super ghetto. This should be absolutely fine though. Again, it's an engine bay, it doesn't need to be 100%, just needs to be clean enough that I can actually get some paint on this thing without bugs, insects and people falling into it. So now I've just got to degrease the panels, mix the paint and get the show on the road, I suppose. So panels are now degreased, let's go mask up, set the time lapse up, get this thing in paint. And there we have it. Been a long couple of days, but we finally got to the point. We're in colour, boys. It's really difficult to film this thing. I just can't get the right light on this. I think I have to wait till I can push this thing outside. We can actually see the shade that this is. I'm gonna focus. I still can't really get an idea of the shade. Anyway, it looks cooler than polar bear piss. I am loving this. Really am. Very happy with this. Again, not bad for a basic, you know, gazebo. Ha! Anywho, I think it's going to be a perfect time to end the video there. It's getting late, I am tired, and I still need to edit this video. It's probably going to take a little while to do yet. So, thank you very, very much for joining me. I'll see you again next time.